out of 10 posts, if this is something you are, really getting good at and getting a lot of practice at, you will have those 1 or 2 that really do well and stand out, and they help carry the traffic, the bulk of the traffic. It's a typical 80-20 scenario where you've got, a few things driving a lot of the results. So that's a typical spread of results that I see.
All right, fantastic. Well, let's maybe jump into it. Where would you like to start? Yeah,
I think, like I was setting up at the beginning, this all comes down to understanding and knowing how to read Google search results to understand intent. So I'm going to jump to that part of it, which is basically understanding and determining what user intent is. So if you have a topic that you want to write about, let's say it's marketing automation, and you want to rank for that, or you think you want to rank for that, you should search that in Google, and I want you to study a few areas of Google's results. Number one is, as you're typing before you even hit enter, look at auto-suggest. Because this is going to tell you if you're seeing marketing automation definition or what is or these types of things. This is telling you people just want to know the definition. They want to know what this topic is even about. Then when you hit enter, you should look at the related searches at the bottom, and also people also ask. These are 2 other great areas that tell you like more nuanced and more detailed ways people are asking the questions about, just like, so the search term marketing automation is broad. And one of the biggest challenges Google or any search engine has is understanding the intent of what a broad term like that. Like if somebody goes to Google and types shoes, what could they possibly, what's the intent of that? And it takes Google a long time to figure this out, studying user behavior and stuff like that. But we as users can just go to Google, type shoes, hit enter, and then look at all the other search suggestions and start to pick apart and intuit what users are asking for. You should also study the actual results ranking. So again, back to the marketing automation example, or maybe you're doing like accounting software. If you search accounting software and all the results are how-to articles or definition articles and they're not software pages, well, that's not a purchase intent search. That's a information gathering intent search. People are trying to learn. They're not trying to find a product to purchase. So if you click on all 10 results and study them and ask yourself, what is the content here that is being provided to users that have done this search, that gives you a really good idea of the search intent. And there's a few other types of search intent you should practice looking for as you're doing this research. You should look to see what type of medium do people want. Are there images at the top? Are there videos? Is Google showing you a map? For quite a while, actually, if you went to Google and you searched just marketing or terms like that, SEO, they were showing you a map at the top. Google was figuring out, they're trying to figure out where the local intent searches are. What I think I've seen is they're showing those maps more often on mobile, and on desktop now they're back to showing just pure, the 10 blue links type of thing. So look for the SERP elements, because this is going to tell you what type of medium to put into your content. Should your content be text? Should it be images? Should it have a video? Should it be an infographic? Study the results. Google's showing you that stuff. So,
and just on that, like if we're looking at these results, are we looking on desktop or on mobile, or it just relates dependent on where your target audience is hanging out?
That's a great question. So it should depend a little bit on your audience. So if my goal is to rank on desktop, that's where my audience is, I'll look at desktop. If it's mobile, I'll look at mobile. And you can determine this in a few ways. You could go to the AdWords keyword tool, and you can actually get volume by desktop and mobile. You can also do that in tools like SEMrush or probably like Moz and things like that. There's ways to see the search volume in desktop versus mobile. So that's a good way to go about that too.
Okay. Well, I also wanted to ask, so as we're doing this research, what do you recommend in terms of like taking notes or putting this down to kind of analyze it and pull it all together?
That's a great question. What I kind of do is I will open up a spreadsheet and maybe have a few tabs at the bottom. But step number one is I just want a sheet to brainstorm, to get all the ideas out there. So as you're researching, you're coming up with topics that you might want to write about. Before you try to go crazy and put them in a more specific sheet with all the data and everything, just make a raw list of all the broad topics that you might be interested in writing about and you think are possible. This way you don't have to worry about like collecting all the data and having all that slow you down. It's just a brainstorming exercise. Once you have that, what I recommend is opening another sheet where then it's a little more refined, and I'd be happy to send you a screenshot. But I typically have some columns, one for the keyword or topic, one for search volume, one for ranking competition, which I can explain in a moment, and then one where I actually will paste in the SEMrush report of other content that's ranking for that keyword, because then that's something we can talk about in a little while. But you can do, you know, any number of things you want with that spreadsheet. If it's more editorial related, you could add like how hard is it to create, or, you know, that sort of thing, like an effort. And then that way at the end of all of that, you can sort by search volume, or you can sort by potential traffic, which is another metric I could talk about. And then you can simply filter out for the ones that are high, medium, or low ease of ranking. And I can talk about making that